Welcome back to Beats of the Heart, Lyrics of the Soul. I'm back for another deep, in-depth song review. Today I'll be highlighting a song by the artist named Charlie Ray, or C-Ray, of Brainsick Music, called Active Duty, off his Roads album. Charlie Ray is an independent artist and creates most of his music and all aspects of it himself. Producer, rapper, writer, which is something I'm sure can be respected by many. This song portrays an amazing display of Charlie Ray's storytelling and lyricism, forming a song around a certain concept. The story in this song is portrayed from 3 different perspectives, interconnected and displayed in each of the 3 verses. I am sure many can relate to the message portrayed in the song, especially if they've had a family member who served in the military and was sent overseas. The first perspective Charlie Ray gives us is from a soldier sent overseas, his thoughts, feelings, and emotions of what that soldier is going through. In the first lines.
Overseas, active duty, here to serve my country and protect the freedom we believe. Ain't know what to send, but from the bird's eyes, for my kids' protection, wonder will I get to see my seed. Again, I turn my kin to a pen pal, while I'm ducking in the trenches, hugging IEDs. Mounting this defensive, laying lead down. Freedom in the name of being all that I can be.
I love the beat and flow in this song, and the way he delivers the story intended. So we see here, from the first set of lines, the soldier is also a father who had to leave his child to serve overseas, as well with the line, again, I turn my kin into a pen pal. We can assume that it isn't the first time the soldier had to leave his family to serve his country and protect our freedoms. Missing his child, we get a glimpse into some of the horrors of war the father is going through as a soldier. And when he says, while I'm ducking in trenches, hugging IEDs, is a very powerful line and very metaphorical and contains a double entendre I can see. Hugging IEDs, improvised explosive devices. They are in a way close to danger in the form of IEDs, but also hugging IEDs of their own, as in their guns and explosives as a soldier, being an IED. And moving on to the being all I can be line, it shows what the soldier is worth to the military as a human IED. In the next lines.
I ain't saying I agree with what I'm into all the time, but this military's how I feed the fam. And damn, I'm losing time in my friends too. Never think I won't get buried, cause indeed I can. On tour, no crowd, just the media. Loose cannons and news cameras negate the facts, and we just hope to make it back.
Also here, he is saying as a soldier, he doesn't always agree with the things he has to do when killing the enemy, but it is his job as a soldier to do it, and he has to support his family. And then thinking about all the time he is losing in his life being at war, time he could have spent with friends, family, and still being buried is not what is on his mind. And relating to how, as a soldier, he is on tour, and how different that tour is from a star touring. A rock star or a music star, whatever. No crowd, no media, nothing to keep the soldiers from remembering what they are fighting for, or even being important as soldiers. Speaking on how the news never gets the full story, more an overview of war, giving the soldiers on the ground little recognition. And still, their only fear is not being able to make it back home to their families. And the next lines.
But the fact is you're all distracted by these rappers and some bitches who stay on their backs. Hours wasted away from the big picture. They're trying to make it safe in a place where the strays hit you. But ignoring us is nothing but procedure, when all they give a fuck about's our leader. Damn.
Again, showing how the public is distracted from the actual happenings of war by their own lives and their own selfish wants, needs, and thoughts to even understand what a soldier at war goes through. That ends our first verse from the soldier's perspective, and the next verse continues speaking from the soldier's wife's perspective on what she is going through back home with her husband overseas. Let's get to verse 2.
At the house, a nervous wreck and scared to lose my husband while he's off to keep our world free. Strong appearance from my daughter, but I do cry, cause any minute I could get the word he's been reduced to an image in the picture frame, and that I lost my other half in the conflict. Often I bow my head and begin to pray for the Lord to keep him safe while the clock tick.
The first lines of verse 2 are portraying what is going through the wife's mother's head while her husband, the soldier, is overseas. We see the mother doesn't show her daughter how she truly feels. This line, been reduced to an image in a picture frame, is a beautiful metaphor for death or a soldier dying. And the next lines.
My single friends try to talk me into going out, like I'm not a married mom with a wedding band. Responsibility is something they don't know about. These hoes will only be my friends till I'm in a jam.
Here she expresses how her single friends don't understand the responsibilities and commitments she has in her life, being a mother and a wife. She also expresses they are not her true friends. And the next lines.
But I got bigger fish to fry, like the rent, the car note, crucial every dime that gets spent. Food and clothes with the check, I hope it cash again. Don't give a fuck about me keeping up with the Kardashians.
And here she goes over some of those responsibilities she has to make sure they are taken care of to keep her family together in these hard times. This is all we get from verse 2. So let's move on to verse 3, where we get the story from the perspective of the daughter, whose father is at war overseas.
At school, distracted, I hope I pass my finals. I cannot afford to drop the ball. I'm tripping about my dad, cause the last time I spoke to him, it was brief, phone dropped the call. I haven't heard from him since, and I'm freaking out.
So we see the setting is very different here, with the daughter being at school, having to hide all these thoughts, feelings, and emotions from her classmates, scared for her father every moment of every day, much like her mother is. In the next lines.
So staying focused on my studies isn't easy, especially when death is all they speak about in newspapers, internet, and on the TV.
All of these outlets truly do focus on death and destruction in the world, but we have to remember all the good that does happen in the world is something that will not always be seen and goes on always everywhere in the world, unseen. In the next lines.
And I don't know if I should laugh or be offended. In class with the girl in back of me who's pregnant, staring at me like I need to step my game up, cause I ain't running to the bathroom peeing every 30 seconds. And I know my mom's hurting to the bone. She's lonely and always closes the curtains when she's home. I'm in the zone and close to living on my own now, but all they give a fuck about is genders and their pronouns.
She expresses judgment from her classmates who have no place to judge her if they took a look in the mirror. She thinks of her mother and how she knows her mother is hurting and hides it from her. As well, all she is going through, and everyone else only cares about the social scene, and they don't exactly live in reality. If you enjoyed this song by C-Ray, be sure to check out his music or any other artists on the Brainsick music label. Links in the description and the top right hand corner of the screen. I hope you enjoyed this deep, in-depth song review, and you know I will be back as the beats of our heart and the lyrics of our soul play on forever. Thank you for watching. Bye.